Hello guys, welcome to round 11 in Hungary for Race Department GP2 series, and as usual in my Merc, and although not usual for this season but usual for most of the races, we are on board with my qualifying lap, and there was a 40% chance of rain, so I just tinkered with my brakes and a little bit. I didn't actually have a gear set up, so I just guessed, and that's why I'm hitting the rev limiter so early down the straight. But yeah, I done a qualifying lap on primes, wasn't great. As you can see, I'm 6 out of 8 and only 6 qualified in the end. But I decided to put some options on, try and go for 2 option stints before the rain. And it was quite a scruffy lap, to be fair. It wasn't my best, although I've not, as per usual, I hadn't really done too many qualifying runs, but I had done better than what I did here. But as we come up to the last corner, coming round the last corner, just gradually putting the throttle up, down, and coming across the line to go provisionally second, and that's the way it stayed. So my best ever qualifying results, and there's the qualifying results there. And I was 0.9 behind Rob Notches, so I was a bit concerned about that, but nevertheless it was my best ever qualifying result, so I was pretty pleased with that. Despite it being quite a scruffy lap, I think if I did a decent lap I probably would have been about half a second behind Rob Notches, but I don't think I would have got pole. But to the race, and it's blue skies, so 2 option stints were looking on the cards for me. And to the grid. So Rob Notches on prime options, me on options, and my teammate on primes. What I didn't realise though, until I watched the race back, that Gun and Gamble was actually on primes, so that was quite interesting, although I didn't actually notice it during the race. But as the lights come up, we're getting ready. My first front row start and we're away, getting quite a good launch off of the line, using half my KERS. Rob Notches probably using a bit more, seeing as he managed to get a bit further away than me. But breaking into turn 1 all in good time. Coming round the corner, and I'm in the lead already, so that's all good. But Rob Notches using a bit more KERS than me down this part. And Gunnar Gamble's having a look. He's having a look down the inside. Can he make anything? No, he's gone down the inside. He's looked like, to me, he hit Rob Notches as I sweep around the outside and take the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. But it was only for so long, as I hadn't done any heavy fuel testing, or heavy fuel runs, and that was pretty obvious to see if you were behind me, as I was running wide and outbraking myself on most corners, as Jay managed to get the move done down the inside, tapping a little bit, and now Techno Elite's right behind me as well. But I was just trying to gradually get used to the heavy fuel load. I actually did set some decent-ish times, but on to lap 4 now. Techno Elite's got the DRS. You can have a look down the inside. Is he not? Oh, he's had a little look. Give him a bit of room. But 15 minutes, that's not going to be enough really for me to get 2 option stints in. So I was thinking I might just have to hold it on these and stick it out on these option tyres and see how long they can go. But Techno Elite can't quite get the move done there.
Pressure.
But coming on to the end of lap 4 now, coming round the penultimate corner, the third last corner.
I'm nearly 3 seconds off the leader now.
And Techno Elite has a look down around the outside. He hits my front wheel and he spins slightly, although on the positions it still says he's third, so he's obviously held it. But here's the replay. You see, I'm kind of moving over, but I give him a bit of room, and actually when he hits me, I am already turning into the corner as he goes off the track, and I assume he holds it because he stayed behind me for a little bit. But now, after a few laps of pace and getting used to the heavy fuel loads, I make a massive error there, almost spinning, or basically putting myself in the wall, ruining my race, as Rob Notches is now caught up to me. So I'm under a bit of pressure from Rob, and I take a loaded curve going over the second part of the chicane, but Rob can't quite take advantage of it as we come through the S's, and Rob's just keeping on back of me, just seeing if he can get a move done or maybe wait to DRS. As he's having a look, I move to the middle of the track just to put him off a bit, and he does back out of that. Probably quite wise, as it is It wasn't the best chance of overtaking, although there isn't really many places to overtake on this track. But Rob, I think, going to hold on for the DRS now and see how close I was to that wall there. That slight little lift of the unwinding of the wheel there probably saved my race and front wing. But Rob Noxious with a DRS, quite a simple pass really. Can't really do much about that to defend him. But maybe I'm just going to try and stick with him and maybe try and get the pace back even. But see, Tio is not far behind me now. It's on to lap 14. Rob Noxious and I go around the first corner. Rob gets it all out of shape. I go a bit wide, but can't quite make the move stick yet. But I use a bit of curves, braking pretty early. Having a look around the outside, but no. Having a look down the inside, which will be the outside for next corner. Come back, get a better exit, and have to lift off slightly just so I don't hit him. And I actually get the move done, and using the rest of my curves just to get in front of him before that left-hand corner. But now on to lap 16. My pit lap was on lap 13, I think. You see Tio is right behind me now. And thankfully there's starting to rain a bit. So I muck up that chicane a bit and kind of squeeze Tio, but thankfully he backs out. Probably wise, to be honest, because if he hit me that would have been an almost definite penalty. But my tyres held out for 16 laps, but I wouldn't recommend it. So I'm the first of the front runners to pit for Inters anyway. And I pitted a lap earlier than Tio and Rob Noxious as my tyres were completely shot, although I think Rob's were probably as well, but he stayed out an extra lap longer than me. And as you see now, Tio and Rob both got out in front of me, so I lost a good few seconds there, but on to lap 19 now. It's closing in massively under braking there as they're fighting for position. And I'm just taking it slowly, trying to not get involved too much and just see what unravels. But Tio's going into the pits, I assume, for wets. As Rob Noxious gets all out of shape, I'm too close and can't avoid him. So that means I'm going to have to hand the pace back, as I do just there. But on to lap 20 now, coming to the end of lap 20. You can visibly see it's getting a lot wetter as Rob Noxious goes wide and I get it all out of shape and somehow manage to get past him without losing it. So that's me back up to the second now and into the pits on lap 21. So at the end of the lap. And can we get out in front of Tio? That's the big question. So there's traffic at the pit exit, but there's no sign of Tio yet, as Rob Noxious also jumps Tio. So we're back out in second and third, but now looking at the times, 20 seconds behind Jay in the lead. Now 18, closing 2 seconds a lap there. 13, a big gap closed there and by 5 seconds. All the gap's gone back up to 15 seconds. Now on to lap 27. The gap was 20 seconds, but that's probably because I pitted and gone back onto the inters. But now you can see the times tumbling again and running out of laps at the moment, but we're down to 10 seconds, 8 seconds, and I could tell at this point it's going to be pretty close, but 5 seconds now, and Rob Noxious is right behind me as well, as he was catching me quite quickly on the inters. On the wets I was pretty much flying, but on the inters he was catching me big time. But you see my teammate in front, Mantas, goes wide, and Rob Noxious also goes wide and puts it into the wall, and he has to pit for a new front wing. But now you see the times in 5 seconds now, and on to the last lap. I'm only 2.2 seconds behind. It's going to be a tense lap as we're going to see the whole of the lap, and you see him in front of me now. See his light, and I hit that apex pretty nicely there, using the whole of the track, using a bit more curves to come out of the corner. And I felt quite comfortable in the wet conditions actually, although I was lapping quicker in the wet than I was with inter tyres. I was lapping about a second quicker with wet tyres and inters, so it's a bit weird, but yeah. CTNG's now in third place. Rob and Tio both pitted for slicks for some reason. It was getting dry, but it wasn't that dry. But as you see, Jay in front of me is all over the shop, and I knew I had it in me because I was closing about 2 seconds a lap most laps. And going through the chicane, I actually have to back off just so I don't hit him. And coming through the S's, and I knew this is my best chance of getting a win. My heart was pounding. I was just really struggling to control myself. You see, I nearly lose it going through there, but so does Jay coming on the exit. and I'm only half a second behind now. Coming into the third last corner, you see how much I close in, and I even hit him. Thankfully, he didn't lose it. But coming around the second last corner, I take a wider entry, so I get a better, tighter exit and go down the inside. But now I'm on the outside for the last corner, going round the outside. Jay's defending well, and no, I just hang it round the outside, taking the kart in line.
Yes! Yes!
And how about that for some reaction? A bit over the top, I know, but my first ever win, and I could not have been happier. But so I won by 2/10. But thanks, guys, and really hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for Spa.